Welcome to City Insider. In today's video we'll start with what Pep told Man City players on training return. Pep Guardiola told his Manchester City players that they need to be switched on for the start of the season. The Blues have enjoyed a few days of training in Manchester before flying out to the United States on Friday for 4 friendlies, and the manager has been able to start work with some stars. The initial group reporting back for pre-season has included Erling Haaland, Jack Grealish, and Calvin Phillips. Guardiola will be welcoming more of his stars back in a few months, but was keen to impose on everyone already back in training the need for them to be ready for what is to come. As they head off to the United States, upcoming dates with United and Chelsea are already on the mind of the City coach. "Control yourself as best as possible," he told the players in training this week. "You know exactly what you need to be ready in the training sessions, because immediately we have games, immediately we have the Community Shield, and immediately we have the Premier League. We need everybody fit, and especially here, in the head. Here controls everything." City's new signing Savinho observed team training this week after completing his move from fellow City football group club Troyes. The Brazilian has returned to his holiday and will be back in Manchester in the week of the Community Shield, when almost all of the squad will be together to build for the new campaign. Before then, youngsters will join Grealish and Haaland in hoping to impress in pre-season friendlies. City play Celtic in North Carolina, AC Milan in New York, Barcelona in Orlando, and Chelsea in Ohio, where there will be opportunities for prospects to play their way into the manager's plans. Newcastle interested in Oscar Bobb. Manchester City could be subject to relatively surprising transfer interest from within the Premier League in highly rated academy graduate Oscar Bobb. The Norwegian forward broke onto the scene within Pep Guardiola's squad last season, widely being viewed as the natural replacement in terms of skill set to Cole Palmer, who exited the club for Chelsea in the summer market prior. With an increased number of first-team opportunities, Oscar Bobb recorded a number of landmark moments in the Manchester City shirt, most notably a late winning goal against Newcastle United in the Premier League, combining expertly with Kevin De Bruyne and the Belgians' lofted ball over the top of the Magpies' defence. Bobb expertly and coolly took the ball around Nick Pope to slide home to ensure all 3 points came back to Manchester from St James's Park, and the latest information appears to indicate that those at Newcastle United have been left so impressed by the players' performances that they would be keen to secure the versatile forward in a deal for the forthcoming season. That is according to the information of Manchester City insider Tolmi's Hairdo on X, who reveals that Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe would be interested in taking Oscar Bobb on a loan deal this summer. However, at present, the report clarifies that Manchester City have not yet decided what to do with the Norwegian international for the forthcoming season, especially amid increasing competition for the wide attacking roles. Bobb's status within the Manchester City squad has been further complicated this week through the arrival of Brazilian international Savinho from Troyes, with the 20-year-old expected to play a big role in Pep Guardiola's plans this season. The aforementioned Norwegian will have a head start on Savinho when it comes to pre-season preparations and chances to impress the Catalan coach, with Bobb set to join the club on their stateside visit this week and the 4 matches scheduled in the USA. Oscar Bobb was at the centre of intense transfer interest during the previous summer transfer window too, with Manchester City understood to have rejected 3 loan bids for the player in August 2023, including an offer from Serie A giants Lazio. Sullivan could be a future star for City. Names such as Phil Foden, Rico Lewis, Cole Palmer, James Trafford, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Liam Delap, Romeo Lavia, and many more have all made their way through City's academy to get where they are now. Now though, a journalist has shared some details on a young player currently making a name for himself in America who will reportedly be joining City in the future. Appearing in a recent video shared on the TalkSport YouTube channel, journalist and American soccer expert Brain Sciaretta had this to say when asked about Kevin Sullivan. He said, "He's a very, very talented American teenager, tight family. His family has a long history in the game in the United States through his uncle, and uncle played for the national team. His older brother is now also a part of the Philadelphia Union, but he's very special. Man City's wanted him for a long time. When he goes on these youth in national tournaments, you can tell there's something a little bit different, something very special about him." The league was able to sign him young and work out a deal with Manchester City, and obviously the Union are able to keep a percentage of sell-on to make it worthwhile for them, and they think they obviously have something very, very special. But obviously with 14 years old it's a bit of a process, and there's always little hurdles that can happen from here to there. I like him. I like his family. I think he's grounded, and I think that goes a long way towards predicting the success of a young teenager is looking at people who he's surrounded by, and in this case it's all good. Back in May, it was reported by BBC Newsround that the 14-year-old attacking midfielder had signed the largest homegrown contract in MLS history with Philadelphia Union, which included an agreement that would see him join City when he turns 18. After making 10 appearances for Union's B team, scoring 2 goals and delivering 1 assist in the process, the teenager made his senior debut for the MLS side during their recent 5-1 win over New England Revolution earlier this week, making a 5-minute cameo from the bench. Having done that, it's easy to see why Sierreta thinks so highly of him, especially with City having an agreement to sign him in 4 years' time. Between now and then, if Sullivan can continue to play regularly and develop his game, he could end up being a very exciting future star for the Blues, who clearly know what it takes to develop young talents. What Pep Guardiola said to Savinho after Man City transfer announcement. After seeing the likes of Sergio Gomez and Liam Delap wave goodbye to the Etihad Stadium on permanent deals, City announced on their website that they had secured a deal for the Brazilian winger from Troyes. Now though, footage has emerged of Savinho's first interaction with Pep Guardiola following his arrival in Manchester. In a recent edition of Inside City shared on the club's official YouTube channel, Guardiola said this to Savinho when the two met at the Etihad campus earlier this week, following the winger's announcement as a new City player. He said, "You will enjoy it. The La Liga is top and the Premier League is amazing. The weather is a bit cold, but now you can go and get some sun." Even though City signed the 20-year-old from Troyes, he spent last season on loan at Girona, scoring 11 goals and delivering 10 assists in 41 appearances across La Liga and the Copa del Rey. The winger ended the previous domestic campaign with the highest number of successful takeovers, 104, progressive carries, 181, and goal-creating actions, 25, in La Liga. His overall performances ultimately earned the attacker an impressive season rating of the 29th of July, 10 from WhoScored, making him the 4th highest-rated player in the entire division. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support City Insider.